Hey Bold and the beautiful fans. I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Deacon plotting and Hope making a big demand. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. We've got predictions for Deacon and Taylor, for Miss Dylan and Luna, for Bill and Katie, for Hope and Douglas, and also for Carter and Daphne. If you're not following us, please reach down, hit that subscribe button. Let's jump right in our very first prediction. Deacon is plotting to win Taylor and dump Sheila. So we know Deacon still can't get Taylor off his mind. He can't just forget about her, and this thing with Deacon and Taylor is far from over. Even though Sheila thinks her marriage is fixed and she's got her happily ever after with her hubby, Deacon fully restored. So on Thanksgiving, Sheila and Deacon split the wishbone and he got the bigger half, but refused to tell Sheila what he wished for, saying it wouldn't come true if he did. I think Deacon didn't tell Sheila what he wished for because she probably would have stabbed him with a turkey carving knife. Because we all know that Deacon was wishing it was Taylor sitting across the table from him and not Sheila. So it looks like Deacon may be ready to plot and scheme his way into Taylor's heart and then weasel his way out of his marriage to Sheila. I don't think Deacon is ever going to be able to get over Sheila's dishonesty and betrayal where Luna is concerned. Plus, we've all seen neither Deacon nor Taylor can stop thinking about each other, and it definitely looks like they're headed in the direction of romance. So I think it's going to heat up soon, and I think it'll be Deacon plotting the best way to woo and win Taylor and walk away with her and leave Sheila in his dust. And I mean, who can really blame Deacon if this is what he's doing? And I do think that Taylor still has that thing in her mind. Oh, he's my patient. I shouldn't do this. But I think with Deacon plotting and scheming the right way and being cautious and going about this strategically, that he can, overcome that little obstacle. Our second prediction, the Miss Dylan confession, is a red flag that Luna is alive. So next week, Miss Dylan shows up at steps alongside Electra and Will, and Finn is really stunned when she says that she's the one who ran down Luna. And Miss Dylan tells Finn, "I'm sorry I killed your daughter." So the big question is, why are we still even talking about Luna? She was roadkill and had it coming, and then everybody had Thanksgiving, and it seemed like, okay, time to move on. That's done and over. We've cauterized that wound. So why are we dredging this back up? And I think it's one of two things. One is that Brad Bell is just a lazy writer, and he's trying to get more episodes by beating the dead horse. The dead horse being Luna, when there is no reason to continue having any conversations about that villainess. The second option is that Luna is, in fact, still alive, and there's a reason we haven't seen her zipped into a body bag or in a coffin getting cremated, or a funeral with just Sheila and Lee there to mourn her. We all know Brad Bell can't think of a new plot to save his life, and recycling Luna into another fake death is exactly the kind of thing he would do. So I am very worried that this Miss Dylan stuff is a red flag of more nonsense, and she's not dead. Miss Dylan called the cops and told them, and they still ruled it an accident. So I don't think she's facing any consequences other than just her own, moral qualms about confessing to Finn about killing his daughter. So there's just a big question of, why are we still having this Luna conversation? Finn doesn't care, really, that she's dead. Nobody does, except for Sheila, really, and Leah Little, and so just, why are they dragging this art teacher into these scenes? If for some reason there were consequences, maybe Poppy tries to sue Miss Dylan for wrongful death or something. I'm sure the Forresters or Spencers would chip in for a good lawyer, but otherwise, we need to put this to bed, and this plot needs to be as dead as Luna, hopefully. Is our third prediction. Katie gets a holiday death scare. So next week, Katie is telling Bill, asking him, does he really want her to leave Forrester and come back to Spencer? And Bill thinks that Katie shouldn't have to answer to Ridge and Brooke, and we do have Katie very stressed. Next week, we're also going to have more scenes over at Forrester, creations of the PR lady that Brooke and Donna hired to take over some of Katie's work. Now we know that Bill has the best of intentions with Katie. But the bottom line is, Bill is putting pressure on Katie right now. Bill and Katie decided to give their romance another shot. She's moving back in with Bill, but now he wants Katie to up and leave her job at FC and come and work with him at Spencer. I mean, it could be that the PR lady being back this week is too much for Katie. She appreciated what Brooke and Donna were trying to do, but it may start to feel like a huge overstep, and her job is being taken from her, and just the stress of Luna miscarrying Will's baby. Even though Katie didn't want that to happen, I think she'd gotten attached to the idea of a grandchild that's going to be a source of grief and stress. We had Eric dying at Christmas a couple of years ago, so it may be Katie's turn for life and death holiday drama. Since they need something big for the front burner with everything going on, I just don't think Katie's going to be able to avoid some heart issues or complications because of her previous transplants with the heart and then the kidney and all the foreshadowing from Donna and Brooke talking about her heart. Our fourth prediction, Hope makes a demand about her wedding. So official, bold, and beautiful spoilers. We know that Thomas and Douglas are both confirmed back, soon looks like for Christmas. So with other stories finally sliding to the back burner, we've got Liam and Hope setting a date soon, figuring out all the details for their upcoming wedding. We also know Matt Atkinson is back soon, but only for about a week around Christmas. According to what producer, Casey Casbright posted, it was not a contract. Return for Thomas looks like another short-term one-off thing, and I'm sure Hope would like Douglas to be at her wedding, so she might demand her adopted son's presence at her nuptials, and that means Hope might be the reason Thomas comes back to town. Of course, we know from a backstage video posted by Catherine Kelly Lang that when Henry Joseph Samory is back to bold filming as Douglas, that the kid was dressed up in a suit, not usual kid attire. So he may be back for his mom's wedding to Liam, and if so, I wonder if Douglas will stay in LA or go back to Paris with Thomas, because I don't think Matt Atkinson is sticking around. Unfortunately, our fifth and final prediction, Carter pops the question to Daphne on New Year's Eve. So they're having an intimate Thanksgiving. We saw that they're getting closer. Carter's promised Daphne he'll work hard to woo her. He's been doing it with the holidays coming. Though, is Carter making big plans? He might be plotting a New Year's Eve proposal for Daphne, because why not? We all know Carter loves to propose to women, and at this point he should have a junk drawer full of spare engagement rings. Or maybe he returned them all and has a big store credited sales. You know, he can get Daphne a new ring of her own. Maybe he's over there on Black Friday shopping for it, right?